Hello and welcome to the channel. I am your host, the Grateful Tadpole, and we are back again with the wonderful Core 19. Beautiful. I mean, so far these have just been really getting some good quests. So let's jump right into it. Yes. All right. Let's see what we pull. I think that's going to be my new thing every time I open up a pack. I put it in the description, so might as well say it in the video as well. Let's see what we pull. All right, first card, Daybreak Chaplain, a human cleric. See, look at that, yeah, okay, there we go. May the light shine through me to guide the lost. Okay, very cool, definitely NPC worthy. Let's see what else we get. Tormenting Voice, it's a sorcery. Yeah, okay, look at that. That's pretty wild. All right. Unwelcome thoughts crowd my mind. Are they my own madness or the whispers of another? By Sarkhan Vol. Ooh, interesting. Could be another NPC. Could be a journal entry, a diary entry, scrap of paper, some lore. Let's see. Dwarven Priest, a dwarf cleric. Ooh, 2 cleric creatures? Interesting. Human cleric, dwarf cleric. All right. These storied halls are under my protection. Very cool, very cool. Sensing a bit of a theme here. Maybe something's starting to emerge. What else we got? We got an instant cancel. All right, that looks pretty cool. A little bubble of protection. I decide what stands in my way. Ooh, that sounds neat. Maybe an antagonist might say that. All right, Doomed Dissenter. All right, I see we've had that before, and that turned out pretty cool too in the last quest that we had, where he was in it. It was really cool. There is only one fate left to those banished from the God Pharaoh's city. Death. That's pretty neat. All right. So maybe if they, depending on what happened in that previous quest with that card, if that individual didn't die, or maybe they got away somehow, or maybe this is just another dissenter. Maybe it's a theme based on this city, or maybe it's another neighboring city or town or village that has some guy, and it doesn't even have to be anybody really that's running away, a refugee, a rebel of sorts, whatever it is. I mean, you could probably come up with something pretty cool. Ooh, I've seen this before. The Spark Tongue Dragon. All right, more dragons. Yeah. Fools believe that Kolagan's brood follows lightning storms. The wise know it is the other way around. All right, so that was one of the major kind of like driving forces of one of the other quests that we made. So this could possibly be like another, like a follow-up, or maybe it's just a totally unrelated occurrence that's happening. Totally up to the DM. I'll leave that up to you guys. Let's see what else we got. Wall of Vines, a plant wall creature. Huh. Kind of neat. Like all jungle plants, the vines must fight and claw for sunlight. Once their place is secured, they grow strong, sharp, and impenetrable. Very cool. Let's see. Getting closer. Looks like maybe there's a skull somewhere. Yeah, it's growing right through. Very neat. That might be something that the players are going to have to try to find a way around, or maybe they have a spell that can cause a wall of plants. I know they have like ice wall and firewall and stuff like that, so maybe that's a spell that they have at their disposal. All right, a vampire soldier. Ooh, hey, vampires and clerics button heads. That sounds pretty cool. The Sky March Bloodletter, a vampire soldier. That looks pretty cool. Ooh, there's a lot going on there. From the perpetual shadow smoke that hung above the ship, a silent form emerged, lips curled with malice and anticipation. Oh, That's a vampire pirate. Oh, you see that ship in the corner? Yeah, man. Very cool. Maybe a trip to the edge of the sea. Maybe that's where this will take place. Right on the edge. An artifact creature. A field creeper, which is a scarecrow. Very cool. Also have seen one of these in a previous quest. As it walks across the fallow field, its awkward, loping gait matches the rattling in its head to create a haunting rhythm that chills the bones. Very cool. All right, that's it for the commons. Now let's get into the uncommons. First is land. It's an uncommon land, the Reliquary Tower. All right, there we go with the location. That could be the final confrontation with the bad guy, the starting place for the players, or maybe just like an unusual place for them to find in their travels. The most holy treasures are kept far from unclean soil. Okay, so that definitely sounds like it's going to be related back to the clerics, either the dwarven cleric or the human cleric. Maybe they're buddies. Maybe they're not really rivals. I feel like all clerics, it says in one of the guides that they all view each other as like brothers or sisters. You know, they're all like of the same family. So maybe they're on the same side, and maybe they're going to try to either protect this tower, or maybe they lost the tower by some means, and they're trying to find it or something like that. That'd be kind of neat. All right, a creature, an ogre warrior. This is a split card. This is a swamp and a mountain. The Brawl Bash Ogre. All right, let's see that. Lots of stuff going on there. What is he fighting? Goblins? Maybe a human? Very cool. All right, no flavor text, but let's see what it says. It says menace. This creature can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. All right, so, I mean, ogres are big. I think they're, what, large? They're not huge, I don't think. They're probably large, unless huge is bigger or smaller. Whatever. So, yeah, there's definitely a very intimidating enemy. Or an NPC. Who knows? I mean, all the monsters, they don't have to be bad guys. They could be good guys, too. You can, let's see, whenever Brawl Bash Ogre attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, Brawl Bash Ogre gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Okay, so maybe if you want to use that as well, perhaps the Ogre has some followers. Some wizards or sorcerers, warlocks maybe. And they're kind of like pawns, and they just maybe like sacrifice themselves, or maybe they have other captured individuals that they sacrifice to try to like beef up this ogre. Maybe they're doing this because this dude is like their champion or something that they're trying to wreak havoc across the land with. That'd be interesting. Ooh, an instant murder. Oh, that dude just got shanked a couple times in the chest. It's not work if you enjoy it. All right, that's pretty neat. And our rare, it's a worm. Ooh, Palaka worm. That is quite intense. That is massive. If you can see the trees at the bottom. Oh yeah. Or they're bushes. Oh wait, nope. Up here by my finger, that's a person. Oh yeah, that thing's huge. That's a boss, if the players face it, or perhaps something that is going to emerge unless the players can do something to stop it. So, whoa. And then, holy cow, look at this foil. I got a nice foil of that Brawl Bash Ogre. Can't really see. Oh, there we go. There we go. A little bit of a shimmer. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I love seeing foils. Foils are great. I think I've only gotten 2 so far in all the videos that I've done, all the packs that I've opened. Nice. And then we have another land, the Tranquil Expanse. Oh, very nice. That's nice and calming. Some beautiful sunlight coming in. Some kind of sculpture. Let's see, where is it? Some kind of sculpture over there. Some kind of, it's hard to see, but it's like a swirling kind of like wire sculpture looking thing. Little path. It's got some colored bricks, little designs. It's pretty neat. Beyond the chaos of Girpur lies a vibrant world where aether flows through nature. Girpur. All right, so that could be either a city or town, village, what have you, or it could be like a country, a continent, an island, really anything. They may have some lore in Magic the Gathering about that place, or it could be a random place. If you want to, you could probably do your research and look it up, see if it actually comes up with anything. You might be able to tie it back into the place or your quest, especially if some of the other cards have this as well in future packs that we open, or if you open some and you want to tie it together. That'd be pretty cool. And then we have a token artifact creature, which is called a Thopter. That's pretty neat looking. That looks like that is, oh yeah, that is definitely a vehicle. Ooh, woohoo! All right. That is pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, so that could totally be a reward or just a means of transportation for the players, depending on what region they're in. Usually, I think the players are kind of stuck to, horses, donkeys, carriages. If they have any unusual pets like griffins, things like that. Don't really see a whole lot unless it's in homebrew about transportation, other than those things, maybe like ships and stuff like that. This is airborne. That is really cool. Yeah, that could definitely be a reward for maybe just stopping that, what was it, that worm, the Palaka worm. Maybe they need to use the Thopter because that thing is massive. If you see that thing is huge. So maybe they need to use that Thopter to get up. And it looks like, if you see, maybe it's got like a big old needle somewhere up there. Oh, maybe they got to use it to like ram in. Oh, maybe they use that as a vehicle and a weapon. Oh, all right, cool. So let's try to put this together. We will start with, let's start with the Daybreak Chaplain, the human cleric. That sounds like a nice thing, just because of the flavor text. Because it said, "May the light shine through me to guide the lost." So I'm thinking that maybe she looks like she's in charge of something. She might be like a head cleric. So yeah, like a head cleric. So we'll put her first. And she's probably going to mention the Reliquary Tower. She's probably going to mention that. The most holy treasures are kept far from unclean soil. So yeah, the players are probably going to meet this human cleric. And always distractions. Anyway, okay, so the Reliquary Tower, that's probably what she's going to task the players with. Actually, this is what it is. She probably said to the players that she sent one of her fellow clerics, a dwarven cleric by the name of, insert dwarven name here, to go over here because these storied halls are under my protection. Perhaps they are switching out. Maybe he was promoted, maybe, and he is now going to be the sole guard of this location. Okay, there you go. Okay, sole guard. So we're putting him there. And however, the main cleric gets, like weekly messages by Raven or Crow or Pigeon or something like that, or maybe monthly, something like that, from this guy, just to, give progress, make sure everything's, tip-top shape. And they haven't. She hasn't gotten anything yet. And it's worrying her because that's unlike this individual. He's a very, orderly individual. And she tasks the players to go and check it out. When the players get there, Let's see, what else? Perhaps there is, perhaps on the way they get lost, or something happens and there's a wall of vines that they're gonna have to get around, get through, something like that. So we'll do that. That'll be next. And, ooh, here we go. It blocks the main path. For whatever reason, these vines have gotten in the way of this path that they need to take to this reliquary tower, which diverts them along the coast and maybe takes them down to a small fishing village or fishing town, something like that, which is unfortunately being attacked by vampire pirates. Ha! So that'll be one of their first encounters. Okay, very cool. Okay, after that, do they defeat those guys? Perhaps in maybe response to them helping, there is a local farmer who also aided. Maybe there were a whole bunch of pirates and the players aren't enough. Like there's just too many of these pirates. So perhaps maybe a farmer helps them by utilizing his own, I guess, army of scarecrows, possibly, to help the players fight these pirates. Scarecrows and vampire pirates, okay. And then, so after that happens, you know, it'll be like, oh yeah, thank you very much, okay. And then they start heading away back towards the reliquary. The player, maybe the town, maybe they can see it in the distance, and it's like up on a ridge high up and kind of like overlooking like maybe the ocean. Okay, so they're gonna start heading up that way. And they will, let's see, tormenting voice. Unwelcome thoughts crowd my mind. Are they my own madness or the whispers of another? Okay, well, let's see. Okay, so I just realized that in this card, it may be hard to see, but up in the corner that looks like some kind of smoky red dragon face, and then obviously there's a tail. I thought it was just like wispy stuff, but that looks like that's a dragon. Perhaps that dragon is like an emissary or a messenger to, let's put my cards down, to some, oh, where'd it go? The spark tongue dragons, since they're also red or have red color in them. So maybe this thing, maybe he's gonna start talking to the players and maybe start trying to get in their head and like turn them against each other. It could just be a random encounter. Maybe there's a maybe there's a plant that they walk by that is native to the region that when they like brush past it, it opens up spores or some kind of like something that like gets in the players and they don't notice it because it has no smell and it's silent and stuff like that. You can't see it, and they start like turning against each other. And this will have to be like a whole encounter based on their saves. You know, like Constitution, Reflex, will save, stuff like that. Maybe, and they have to try to like break out of it enough to like either realize what's going on or to get away. I like that. That sounds pretty cool. Okay, so they're gonna head up, do that. They're gonna keep winding, getting closer and closer. Perhaps they will come across the Tranquil Expanse, maybe. Maybe there'll be a little clearing that kind of opens up on the way that's maybe kind of like tucked away. Or maybe it's an unusual place that like it seems out of place. You know, there doesn't seem to be a lot of trees, lots of sky, you know, green pastures, little flowers, you know, that seems unusual. Perhaps that's somewhere around a thicket of trees that they kind of emerge upon. They kind of break through some vines and foliage, and then all of a sudden, what is this? Like they're in a weird place. So that could be like a little, like they accidentally went through a portal. or something. That'd be kind of neat. And let's see what else we got. Perhaps at this point, they will come across... Maybe the Doom Dissenter? Maybe they come across this individual, like a runaway, rebel, refugee, some kind of person. Maybe he's been banished to this tranquil expanse. Maybe the expanse is not what it seems. Perhaps it just is a facade of tranquility, and it's actually, you know, someone's personal hell, or maybe like a version of hell. Maybe the players accidentally stumbled upon, you know, like a lesser plane of torment, something like that. Be interesting. And maybe they got to find their way out by maybe trying to decipher this Doom Dissenter's gibberish. Maybe he's like going mad and they have to try to like piece together clues that the individual is spouting out. Maybe it'll link back to whatever that little statue thing is. It's hard to see. There you go. You can kind of see it, like a teardrop looking thing. Maybe that's an important thing. Maybe it's like a focal point. Maybe they got to use that to get out of there. That'd be kind of interesting. What else we got? Okay, so murder. That's definitely going to be what happened to the Dwarven Cleric. We'll put that, we'll say after they get out of this area, out of that tranquil expanse, it dumps them right in front of the reliquary. Ooh, actually, I just had a thought. The tranquil expanse. I think of expanse as in just like super long. It's just so big. Perhaps this area, no matter how far the players try to travel, they keep coming back like a big circle. Like it's a never ending. They keep passing the same rocks, the same trees, same landmarks. No matter what direction they go in, it takes them back for this particular area, which has that statue. So maybe, or that sculpture. So it all probably ties back into that. Maybe it's a failed experiment from like a wizard long dead, or maybe it's just like a random thing that happened. Maybe one of the players has an item on them that triggers the magic that was dormant in this statue, something like that. That'd be pretty cool, and now they have to find a way to get out of there. Okay, so after they get out, perhaps the Doom Dissenter helps them kind of figure out what's going on, and then ultimately will help them get out. So then they'll get to the reliquary after they get spit out of this weird tranquil place. And they go in and they discover that this Dwarven Cleric has been murdered. And now they're like, oh crap, there's some murderers afoot. So they're going to be looking around. And I think they're probably going to come across maybe somewhere deep in the reliquary, maybe another room, a basement, something like that. They'll find some enemies, one of which is the Brawl Bash Ogre. Yeah, maybe he stumbled upon this area and was like, you know what, I'm going to start smashing things. Or maybe he's being led by some other individuals, which actually might tie in with this individual, Baboom. Doesn't say who that is, but looks like they're blocking some magic spell, some fire, with either wind or just some negating magic. It says, I decide what stands in my way. This person might be another mini boss in addition to that Brawl Bash Ogre. Maybe the Brawl Bash Ogre is the servant of this individual. Maybe they've came to this reliquary to get some of these most holy treasures, and maybe she's going to try to use them. Maybe she's a bad person. I mean, she doesn't look bad, but you know, looks can be deceiving. The blue and the white, some gold. Looks like a good person at first glance, but you know what? They're probably bad. So we're going to do that next. So they're going to come across the ogre first, possibly defeat him, or at least, you know, make him unconscious, because he may be making a comeback, which is what I'm thinking with the next one. Probably the Brawl Bash comes back. Well, that's where that foil comes in. Maybe he's stronger. Maybe that woman put a spell or activated something that makes him like even tougher and they gotta go at it again. Or maybe whatever the players used in the first place, if they try it again, maybe it doesn't work because it's a little bit stronger. Okay, okay, I'm seeing it, I'm seeing it. Okay, let's scooch all these together. We'll put that foil boy right there. So then we got, what do we got next? We got the Thopter. Okay, that's that vehicle thing. And then we got the Spark Tongue Dragons. Okay, that has to do with the lightning storms. Okay, and then we have the Pelaka Worm, the major boss, which is massive. So, what I'm thinking is that maybe one of the holy treasures that's kept in this reliquary is an item. It could be a weapon, it could be a sigil, it could be just like some strange object or whatever. Perhaps it is holding back. It's the only thing, or one of the few things, that's actually holding back evil or a particular enemy. And I think that enemy is the Pelaka Worm. It's probably got some kind of like anti-magic that's like pushing it back. Maybe if this, I feel like this reliquary, from the look of it, get a good look right there, it looks like it's right on the edge. It's either like right in the middle of like some lakes that are split, and maybe there's like some crevices, some waterfalls like on the sides and over here. Kind of looks like it's like its own little island or its own little building that just kind of got like dropped right in the middle of something. That'd be pretty cool. So maybe what I'm thinking there is maybe it's like high up on like a cliff that juts over the ocean or something like that, or maybe just like a big cavern or something that's like right next to the ocean, since you're kind of relatively close when you when the players fight those vampires. So maybe one item, it could be a sword, it could be like a lantern, a coin, you know, some kind of symbol on a scroll or whatever, or a pedestal or a dial that's just like, you know, holding back this worm. And maybe in this fight with this this witch or sorceress or whoever that is in the Brawl Bash ogre, maybe the ogre starts like picking things up, like all these like holy treasures, and like using them, like throwing them, because I mean it's probably not going to understand how to use some of these things. Maybe he's just like start knocking things over, maybe some things break. Unfortunately, that kind of stuff happens, that collateral. Maybe they, you know, he's knocking stuff over. One thing that he knocks over or breaks happens to be whatever's holding back that worm. And, you know, it starts to emerge, starts to come out, like being all wormy, squirmy. So that comes out. And I think the only way to stop it is to use another holy treasure that's tucked away, which may be the Thopter. Yeah, something that the players might be able to see. Maybe one of them, excuse me, maybe one of them can roll something and know what it is and possibly know how to fly it, or kind of like can jerry-rig it, some MacGyver it, kind of get in there and use that to fly around and kill this thing. That sounds pretty cool. I like that. I like that. There are some items I remember that are like, they're small, like some kind of like crab thing that like grows and you can like be inside of it. Like it's like some kind of vehicle. There's a couple of them like that, actually. I think in the DM guide, I think it's a wondrous item. Perhaps this is a wondrous item that the players get to use and keep. Maybe it's a full-sized vehicle, or maybe there's a magic word that makes it shrink down really small, sit in the palm of their hand, a little baggy. They can take it anywhere. That might be a little much. I'm thinking maybe it's going to be a big... I mean, this is also up to you. I'm just trying to think of how I'm going to use it in my quest. But I think, personally, I'd probably make it just like a regular size, and like certain missions, they can use it. I like that. So the only thing left is the Spark Tongue Dragons. Now, there was another quest, another video that I did, and I could not figure out where a card should go. This is another one of those videos. I have no idea, because we got all kinds of creatures, people, locations, events, things that go on. And I just do not know where to put dragons, because dragons are usually big and powerful. And we already have the players getting worn down by the vampire pirates, by themselves with that mind-affecting plant, with the mind-affecting tranquil expanse that they have to go through. Then they gotta deal with the Brawlbash Ogre, not once but twice, and the Sorceress, and then the Worm. Man, I do not know where that can go. But it also doesn't have to be a creature. It could be information based on dragons that maybe gives the players, you know, advantage over this particular dragon in case it comes back in future quests. It could be, you know, just random, like a book that doesn't really do anything, just kind of like flavor, you know, for the players to read if they want, if one of them likes to collect books. It could be a scroll of the Spark-Tongue Dragon where it can, like, call a storm once a week or call down lightning, you know, I mean, all kinds of stuff. But I don't know. So I'm going to leave that up to you guys. So we'll run through it one more time to make sure everything is very nice and clean. So far, I'm liking it. But let's put all these together, run through it quick. I know these booster packs only have 15 cards, but that felt like more cards. I don't know why, but that felt like more cards. Let me count them real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, I think that's an extra card. Interesting. Interesting. Wow. Okay, so anyway, players are going to come in contact with this Daybreak Chaplain, human cleric, who is going to tell them of a location that she sent one of her people in order to guard it. And that place is the Reliquary Tower, house of the most holy treasures kept far from unclean soil. So they're going to head in that direction because the individual sent there to guard is this dwarf cleric. Is it dwarven priest? Who says these storied halls are under my protection. So he's got promoted or something, and he's going to head over there. So the players have to go and find this place. Maybe that human priest gave him a map or something, leads them in a direction. The players start going, all's looking good, except when they come across a wall of vines, which impedes their path. So they're going to have to diverge off the path, head somewhere else, where they will come across a little village or town, probably a fishing town, fishing vessel, something fishing related. And they are going to have to help out these locals fight some vampire pirates. Oh yeah, getting right into the action. It could be a small ship, it could be a major ship. That looks like a captain of some sort with a wicked, like, whip thing with a spike on it. You see that? I didn't even notice that the first time. That's gnarly. That might be a cool weapon that the players can get. Oh yeah, that's cool. All right. So yeah, they're definitely gonna have to fight those guys. And to help them out, one of the local farmers slash fishermen slash wizards, whoever's nearby, is able to call upon some scarecrows. Either there's some nearby, maybe there was a festival, and I know sometimes they, like people, like when I'm around for Halloween or fall time, they like make scarecrows and put them on like the telephone poles, like different businesses like do different stuff. So maybe they were having something similar, like a little festival, and all of a sudden these pirates are like, nuh-uh, we're crashing this stuff. Maybe they come in like that, and some wizard or individual turns them all alive, and they help out the players fight these pirates. It'd be pretty fun. Then when they're done with that, excuse me, they start heading back up kind of towards the reliquary. Probably from this location, they can like look up and maybe see it somewhere in the distance. They still got a ways to go, so they're gonna maybe cut through a forest or some jungle or whatever the plant life is around these parts, up to the DM. And then there's gonna be a plant that kind of like releases some spores or some fumes or some kind of, maybe a dart, maybe it shoots some stuff at the players and really makes them start hearing things, starts messing with their minds. And they're gonna, you know, start fighting amongst themselves until they can break away or break free or die. Maybe that's where the players end. You know, some DMs are very ruthless, I hear, and they just want to be out to kill the players. If that's the case, then that would be a good way to do it, you know. If not, then they'll eventually get out and keep on heading, where they will unexpectedly come across a tranquil expanse. Maybe it's a location that just doesn't seem fit with the locale that they've been seeing, either major forests or jungles or, you know, some kind of, you know, it's just a complete cut and just out of here, just really weird. It turns out that this is not a usual place. This is a very magical place, probably caused by that weird sculpture thing you can see there. It's like an infinite plane, this little area. No matter what direction they go in, they can't seem to get out. And they will eventually find this doomed dissenter who's kind of gone mad. He also got trapped there. Maybe it was one of the local fishermen people from that village that they saved. Maybe it was one of the vampires that accidentally, you know, was scouting ahead and got lost, got sucked in there. Maybe it's a person who's been there for centuries and they have unaged, but they have gone mad with madness because they've been in here so long. So the players eventually get out, go to the reliquary, and realize that that nice dwarven cleric dude got killed. He was murdered. By who? Well, I'm about to tell you. They, the players, will come across the Brawl Bash Ogre, which may have been the one that done the killing if the dwarf is super smashed and like a bloody pulp. That might be a thing. The players are going to fight this ogre. They're going to defeat him, or what it seems like. Maybe they do. Maybe he comes back as a zombie. Either way, they destroy him, and then they come across the wizard or sorceress or whatever, who's also going to fight them, maybe bring back the ogre. He's tougher, he's stronger. The players have to defeat him again. In the struggle, the ogre or the players knock over some kind of powerful relic that's been holding back this Palaka worm. The worm starts coming out. Players got to hurry up and defeat the sorcerers, got to defeat the ogre. Maybe they run away because this worm is like freaking huge, like a building. Players got to stop this. Worm's going to destroy this reliquary. Maybe there's something in there that the worm wants, maybe like an item that it craves and needs to eat. The players are going to find this Thopter. They're going to use it. They're going to kill the beast and return to the Daybreak Chaplain and tell her the horrible and also good news of the dead dwarven cleric and the vanquished worm. Then all we have left is the Spark-tongued dragons, which I have no idea, so I'll leave that up to you. So that is the quest. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button. If you want to see more videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Put it in the comments where you think this card should go. It could be anything. It could be an item, a creature, a piece of lore, really anything. Just use your imagination. I'm pretty tapped right now. That was a really fun quest, though. I think it came together nicely. And yeah, just let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you next time.